six-class tournament down here at Camp Randall Stadium. How does that look for staying down here at the stadium?
Well, we got some problems with trying to stay in Madison. We had to move, as you may recall, to a Thursday-Friday tournament this year, and that didn't set too well for a number of reasons. Now, next year we can go back to a Friday-Saturday, and we're going to do that, but the year after that, the Badgers' schedule precludes that, so we more than likely will have to go back out into the state with separate sites a year after next.
Do you like that idea of the separate sites?
Well, there are pros and cons. It's kind of nice to give the people the experience of Camp Randall, and the players and coaches certainly enjoyed it, and I think a lot of the fans did too. But on the other hand, it's kind of nice to have the games back in the backyards of the schools, the competing schools, which of course is much easier to do when you go back out to an Eau Claire or a Cross or a place like that to play the game.
I suppose the travel for the individual schools and their fans involved is better too.
Yes, now the teams, of course, they're very happy to play wherever you schedule the game, and like I said, they're very thrilled about playing at Camp Randall. There's some question about how many fans will follow when you have to go this far, as some of them do, and if you keep a game up in the Northwest and they only have to go 50 or 60 miles versus all the way to Madison, we may pick up some attendance in that way, but really the conflict with the Badger schedule is one of the biggest problems right now.
How about hockey and wrestling? I know wrestling now is playing before packed houses every time.
Well, they're very close to packed house. We had over 10,000 for our finals. That's kind of an up and down thing. It's been kind of the last few years just more or less holding its own. It's a very well attended tournament. We get 10,000 people per session, and it's a long one. It goes on Thursday night and all day Friday and all day Saturday, and some very long sessions. Hockey is very temperamental. That depends on the schools that get in and the schools that win in the semifinals. We get some good local draws. Then we'll have some pretty good houses. This year we did fairly well. We had a 4,000 and a 3,500 crowd. So we'd like more, but that's not bad at all.
Okay, well, we've got about 11,000 fans waiting for a Class B title game here. So we'll throw it over to Ted Moore and Paul Swanson.
Well, speaking about fans, we had 50,987 through the Thursday and Friday session, so we'll be approaching the 70,000 mark for this entire tournament. And we remind you that Fall Creek, once again, the Class C state champions, beating Oakfield by a score of 78-54 in the game just completed. Fall Creek coming up with 46 points in the second half, outscoring Oakfield 46-28. The leading scorer in the game was John Whitwer with 23 points. Good balanced scoring by Fall Creek. Mark Cota had 19 points. Dennis Deacon had 16 points, 11 points for Kerry Reitz. The other starter, Dwayne Deacon, 2 points. Coming off the bench, Jeff Janke with 3 points, 2 points by Avery Burton, and 2 points by Joe Ming. For Oakfield, 17 points by Bill Ryan. That was their top scorer. Pat Ryan had 13 points. 6 points for Bob Hines. 4 points for Tim Lamanska. 2 points for Blair Krieger. 5 points Kevin Miller. 4 points for Rick Walsh, and 2 points for Brian Brower. Tim Lamanska playing much of the game with 4 fouls, and Bob Hines with 4 fouls. And now let's go back courtside to Jack Ike.
Okay, we're here with Denmark coach Pete Van Ruin. Coach, what have you been able to tell your boys about getting ready for this? You had a little less than a day to prepare them.
Well, I think our major factor right now, for us at least, is are we healthy? Dan Keene sprained his ankle in yesterday's ball game. We've had it on ice since then. We're just going to see where we can go with it. You know, Prairie's a good ball club. We've got to stop their fast break. It's a very big concern to us, or at least slow it down. We have to play good outside defense or good outside shooters, and Ducharme. And what's it, Banzak, I guess the name is. And we got to stop Steger inside.
Would you like to make it a half-court game then?
We'll run with the ball if we get a chance.
Okay, well, we wish you a lot of luck in the Class B final.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We also have Mike Urbach here. He's the head coach of Prairie du Chien, getting ready for a title game. And, Coach, you told me earlier this week the potatoes was getting here. You're looking for the gravy. Still thinking that way, I bet.
Well, we're here. We want to play good and do the best we can.
Pete says he's worried about stopping your guys from running up and down the floor. That's been your success all year, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've had a good transition game all year, and we want to stay with it. We like to push it up and down.
This is your first title game. Are you as nervous as the players?
I think so.
Well, we wish you a lot of luck in the title game.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We've got the Class B title game coming up, and we'll take a break. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
What you gonna drink now? Go for milk, don't you think now? Right for milk, you wanna feel great, feel it first rate. You wanna go for milk now. You'll feel great now. That's for sure. Get it straight now. Now let's go have more milk, 'cause milk got more. You'll really go for milk.
You can have the world of television at your fingertips. Unlimited Satellite Systems can bring it to you affordably. They offer a complete line of satellite packages starting under $1,000. Proven experts in satellite dish sales and installation, with installation stretching from Nassau to the University of Wisconsin, Unlimited Satellite Systems offers you complete professional service. Let them come to you for a free in-home demonstration. Just call 222-3242 or visit Unlimited Satellite Systems, South Stoughton Road.
And we've got a couple guys with us now who have some definite opinions on what this tournament has been like. Bob Berghausen from the Milwaukee Journal and Don Lindstrom, who covers high school sports for the Wisconsin State Journal. And how do you guys see this tournament so far?
Well, I think so far this has been a great tournament, especially at the Class A level. And I think that semifinal game yesterday between Horlick and Sheboygan North was one of the finest I've seen in person.
Don, how about you?
Yes, I remember some tournaments and some kind of slip away, but I know I'm going to remember this one because of the close games we've had.
Don, you've covered enough tournaments. What stands out in the past with covering these tournaments?
Well, I just enjoy a lot of these close games, and I like to see some real good basketball play. I think we have some this year.
How about the Class B game coming up today? What do you think of that one?
Well, it's going to be a very competitive game. Prairie du Chien looked very good at times last night, and then Denmark yesterday showed a lot of poise down the stretch. It should be a very competitive, well-played game.
Don?
Yes, I kind of look at the last game of Fall Creek. I marvel at this dynasty that Ron Schultz has got, but I think this may be a very exceptional good game, too.
The Class B and C level, do you like what you see? Do you see a lot of good individuals?
Yeah, I don't want to slight them at all. The better athletes in A, and the teams are competing in Class A most of the time. But you can't knock the competition and the intensity. It's just as intense at those levels as it is at Class A.
I suppose that's a good point. There's a good chance you wouldn't see a Joe Wolf down here if they didn't have 3 classes.
What surprises me is the talent we have out of the underclassmen, particularly in all classes this year. We could name an all-tournament team of underclassmen without any qualms about it at all. I'd be very proud of it.
There seem to be a lot of big men floating around the tournament, too, who are playing pretty well.
Yeah, well, Kurt Portman is probably the best of the bunch, but Tony Baumgart's a very good player, and he should have a nice career at Western Michigan. And that big kid from Denmark, showed a lot of savvy on the floor yesterday. And he may not be a Division I player, but I could see him playing at a Division II school such as North Dakota or something like that.
How does Portman compare to Joe Wolf?
Well, I think Portman has athletic skills like Joe Wolf. Joe Wolf, I feel Joe Wolf just had a better feel for the game. He seemed to be a little more aggressive. He was 6'10", and Joe dominated, where Kurt doesn't really dominate like Joe does yet, and he may not have that intensity that that the coaches want, but he certainly does have the athletic tools, and he could be a very fine college player.
Okay, well, thanks to both of you for stopping by, and get back to your typewriters. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll take a quick break. One of your network sponsors is your cooperative, Land O'Lakes.
Hello. Your cooperative in Land O'Lakes are delighted to help sponsor this game. Cooperatives have been an important part of Wisconsin agriculture for many decades. They're managed by friends and neighbors who care about providing good service and excellent products at competitive prices. And they're willing to work just as long and hard as the farmers they serve. If you're not doing business with your cooperative, now's the perfect time to get acquainted. I think you'll like what you find.
Become the person you want to be. Your best decision may be MATC.
You can still enroll for the fall semester at MATC. Many programs have openings. Call MATC today.
Your best decision may be MATC.
Phone MATC now.
You have met both coaches, Pete Van Roo of Denmark and Mike Erbach of Prairie du Chien. Denmark comes into the championship game for Class B with a 23-2 record. Prairie du Chien is 22-3. Prairie du Chien, a very tough route to get to this tournament. They have an 11-game winning streak. It is their 6th trip to the state tournament. They finished second in the Southwestern Wisconsin Athletic League. Let's see, Prairie du Chien placed second in the 1977 and 79 Class B meets. Denmark is appearing in the finals for the first time. They are the Olympian Conference champions. They have an 8-game winning streak coming into this tournament. They have appeared here before, back in 1938 and 39, and that was a long, long time ago. A few of the players still in and around the Denmark area, and I would imagine wishing their team well this afternoon. Paul, Denmark, and Prairie du Chien got in. Denmark edged Mayville 46-45. Prairie du Chien walloped Osseo Fairchild 76-61. Now, your opinion on the game coming up?
Well, I think Prairie du Chien is a momentum tempo type team. They want to push the ball up the floor. They play the zone. They're always looking for the break. Their kids are always going hard and digging for the ball. So if you dribble too much against them, they might be able to get it out. And a basket here is very important to them because another one follows and another one follows. And I know Denmark may feel they can run up and down the floor with them, but I think they've got to be careful because Prairie du Chien could put 6 or 8 points on the board in a very short period of time.
Now, Dan Keene, the big 6'8" senior for Denmark, coming off a sprained ankle, a slight sprain last night, but he'll be a big factor in this game.
Yes, he will. The inside game is going to be important. If anybody gets in foul trouble, it'll take one dimension away from each team.
All right, we are counting down now to the Class B championship game, just moments away. And let's go to public address announcer Don Cowan for the starting lineup.
Good afternoon again, basketball fans. At this time, the non-starting players for Denmark. Number 42, Jesse Cisneros. Number 22, Joe Cisneros. Number 44, Scott Kane. Number 30, Mike Malak. Number 52, Andy Hanslap. Number 12, Todd Rabas. Number 10, Mike Sumnick. The starting lineup for Denmark. At forward, number 40, Neil Rabas. Number 32, Jim Walerius. At center, number 50, Dan Keene. At the guards, number 20, Bill Miller. Number 34, Bob Olson. The head coach, Pete Van Roo. And for Prairie du Chien, number 34, Dennis Esser. Number 54, Mike Hayes. Number 32, Tom Hinkle. Number 14, Lee Moon. Number 52, Jaron Reeby. Number 24, Tony Roxvold. Number
40, Dave Shedevy. The starting lineup for Prairie du Chien at the forward. Number 42, Andy Vanasek. Number 44, Dan Ducharme. At center, number 50, Don Steger. At the guard, number 20, Steve Mergen. Number 22, Dan Knox. The head coach, Mike Gerbach.
And the officials for today's game, Robert Zaredka and John Page. And they are just about set to start working. There you see them. We're moments away from the Class B championship game. And we remind you that tonight at 7 o'clock, our second session of the day on this title day, and it will be Racine Horlick against Milwaukee, Washington for the Class A championship. Right now, the business at hand, the Denmark Vikings against the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks for the Class B state championship. Neil Rabbis jumping against Don Steger to get things started, and it's controlled by Prairie du Chien. Dan Knock bringing the ball into the forecourt to Andy Vanasek. Dan Ducharme in the corner. Vanasek to Knock. Steve Mergen. Knock. Shot from the corner by Vanasek is no good. The rebound, and here's Denmark on the attack for the first time. Bill Miller handling the ball. Jim Valerius. To Bob Olson, back out front to Bill Miller. Bob Olson. And Valerius taking the shot from the corner. Very good. The rebound is tipped up and in. Dan Keene gets first blood for Denmark. The guy is very deft around the board.
Yes, he is. And I think that's what Denmark has to do, remain patient in their offense against Prairie du Chien.
Ball moving against the zone. Mergen throws it over the top of the zone. And driving in is Andy Vanasek for the shot. The rebound is taken down, put up and in by Don Steger. 6'6" sophomore center. And a nice ball player for that age. Denmark into the forecourt. A little pressure applied by Prairie du Chien. Olson and Miller setting it up. Miller takes it to the far side. Valerius in the corner. Hand off to Miller, and it goes in to Keene, and Keene puts it through. Dan Keene with 4 points so far.
They started the same way yesterday, established that inside game. I think that's important for them.
Vanasek cross-courts it to Knox. Steal by Denmark, and stolen back by Mergen, and a foul is called. That will be on Neil Rabbit. Denmark picks up the first foul of the game.
Foul is on number 40, Rabbit, Neil Rabbit.
Common foul. Vanasek will inbound for Prairie du Chien. To Mergen in the corner. Over the top, inside, Steger, up and in, off the glass. So the two centers have traded 2 baskets, and we have a 4-4 ball game. Rabbis to Miller, to Valerius, back to Miller. To Olson, his shot no good, the rebound. Valerius loses it. Flips ahead to Mergen, pulls up, fires off the rim, no good, and the rebound comes down to Miller. So we'll go the other way. Almost a steal there. Olson with the ball. Olson is the young man who hit the winning shot yesterday for Denmark. Miller to Valerius. Back to Miller again. To Valerius on the left side. To Ducharme into Keene. Ball slapped away from him. Prairie du Chien comes down court. Andy Vanasek inside to Ducharme, and Ducharme can't get gets the shot away, and we go back the other way. Fast and furious action. Miller penetrating 3/4 of the way. He's back out to Valerius. To Olsen. Down to Neil Ravis off the glass. He hits. And it's 6-4 Denmark. Mergen coming up court for Prairie du Chien. Banasic to Mergen. To Knock. Back to Mergen to Banasic on the far side. Inside to Ducharme. Back to Banasic. Coming in. Nice assist by Ducharme. Banasic scores. And it's a 6-6 ball.
Denmark's doing a pretty good job. They're taking their time against that press and not rushing right now.
Olsen with the ball on the near side into the corner. Lobs into Keene. There it is off the glass. And the big guy gets his 6th point of the game. 8-6, Denmark in the lead. Mergen into the forecourt for Prairie du Chien. The knock into the corner. To Ducharme. Sager. First one blocked. Tries to kick it back out. And a foul is called from behind. Neil Ravis picks up the foul. Joe Cisneros coming in, replacing Valerius.
Got there, gets him up in the air, and he has the arms, and he takes the ball right up through the arms. And Steger's done a good job getting the ball inside, and Prairie and Denmark seem to be putting a big emphasis on getting that ball to the inside people right now.
We had Cisneros coming in for Valerius. Actually came in for Neil Ravis, who sits down after his 2nd foul. Mergen, cross-court pass to Banasic. His shot is up. Swish, he hits it. That's 4 points for Banasic and a tie ball game at 8-8. Miller. Cisneros. Back to Miller. Olsen. To Miller. Bobbles. Down in the corner to Cisneros. Back to Olsen, and Miller will take it toward the far side to Cisneros. Into the corner to Olsen. He shot from there, no good. Rebound comes down to Mergen of Prairie du Chien. Comes into the forecourt. Tries to hit the seam with the dribble, can't penetrate, but that doesn't make any difference. He pulls up, shoots, and hits. Mergen with his first 2 points. And Prairie du Chien grabs the lead at 10-8. A seesaw battle here in the early going. Cisneros in the forecourt. Dishes off to Keene. Keene shot. Good. He has 8 points. Nice touch for a big man.
He does. He's very, very nimble on his feet, and he goes right to the basket.
We're tied at 10-10. Banasic to Mergen. He takes aim, fires off the rim, no good. The rebound, Ducharme forces it up, no good. Next rebound tipped out, and Bill Miller wins the race for the ball. Goes to the baseline. Whoa, what a great block. A great block by Neil Ravis.
Coming in from the weak side, had a full view of what was going on.
Look at that, not Neil Ravis, but Don Steger. And now we've had a foul called. Fine defensive play down at the other end of the floor. That foul was on Don Steger. On Keene, his first. And time is called, 2:08 remaining, a tie ball game. One of your network sponsors is John Deere and your local John Deere dealer.
If you've been waiting for John Deere lawn and garden equipment to go on sale, now's your big chance. Because right now, participating John Deere dealers are having their annual spring sale with savings from $1 to $400. But you'd better hurry. Sale ends May 31st. And with savings like that, you won't want to let any grass grow under your feet. Apply today for a John Deere credit card and get 90 days to pay without any finance charges.
Hi.
Hi. What a day.
It's late. How'd the operation go?
Went really well. I think she's going to make it. You know, new scene 15 was there.
Of course. Your transplant made history, Doc. Besides, New Scene 15 always covers more local news.
Dave Crawley was there. Really handled it with a lot of care and sensitivity.
I like his style. Professional, but concerned.
There he is now. I think we're the lead story.
You certainly are.
On New Scene 15.
Boy, short people really do look taller on TV.
Watch WMTV for more local news.
As we open play again, it will be Prairie du Chien taking the ball out of bounds. Baseline, fast pace so far, Paul.
Yes, it is. They're moving the ball up and down, and Denmark is pushing the ball also when they get the chance.
Bergen gets the ball out of bounds to Tom Hinkle, who's in the ball game now. Hinkle, and will go into the corner to Ducharme. His shot off the glass is no good. Rebound Denmark. Bill Miller pushes it ahead to Cisneros. He drives in, lays it up, won't go. Keene pushes it up. That's good, and Steger takes the rebound down for Prairie du Chien. Off to Mergen. Mergen to Hinkle. To Banasic. The ball gets by him, goes out of bounds. Banasic cut inside just a little bit. Mergen threw the pass behind him.
Right, watching Dan Keene, the ankle doesn't seem to be bothering too much yet in the game.
Bill Miller in the forecourt for Denmark. Bobs the pass over to Olsen. Olsen into the corner to Cisneros. Back to Olsen again. Back out front to Miller. Miller hooks it inside to Chedevy. Rabbis, rather. And Rabbis. Shot is no good. We'll go back down to the other end. Shot. Olsen with the rebound for Miller. Cisneros. Money shot. Hits it.
Nice break. Two long passes and a layup.
They've been trying to do that the last two times, and it finally paid off for them. Denmark leads 12-10. And there you have the youngster, John Steger. Fine young sophomore center ties it up at 12-12 for Prairie du Chien. Pressure applied by the Chieftains, or rather by the Blackhawks. And Miller. To Olsen, back to Miller. They'll set it up against the Prairie du Chien zone. Cisneros to Miller, back to Cisneros. Into the corner to Olsen, drives the baseline. It's up, it's good.
Nice baseline move. You notice he jumped out to avoid the charge on the defensive man that was stationed under the basket.
Back and forth. 14-12. Denmark out in front right now. Banasic with the ball over the top to Mergen. He goes to the baseline. His shot is blocked, but it's picked off by Ducharme. Ducharme can't get it up, and Cisneros takes it down for the Vikings. Off to Miller. Goes all the way to the line. Puts it up. It is no good as the horn sounds, ending the first quarter of play. And this has been a fast-paced, good ball game. One of your network sponsors is the Rural Companies, with an agent near you.
You'll find Rural's insurance agents all over Wisconsin.
Boscobel,
Johnson Creek,
Fenimore, New London,
Thorpe, Waniwak,
Randolph,
Camel Sport,
Weyerhaeuser, Stoughton,
Bloomington,
Nepwine,
DeForest,
Plain,
Oconomowoc,
Osseo,
Clover,
Watertown,
Windsor, Rudolph,
Fort Atkinson, Anigo, Fall Creek, Mineral Point.
So for protection, look to the Rural Companies. Savings, value, discount. That's just some of what you'll find today at Kaiser's incredible demonstrator sale. We know we can't sell our demos for the same price as a new car, so you get the savings. It's halfway through the model year, and Kaiser Ford has 53 demonstrators that must be sold. That's over $500,000 of inventory. All must be sold at drastically reduced prices. Buy or lease, many with 8.5% financing. An offer like this only comes along once a year at Kaiser Ford AMC Jeep Renault on Madison's West Belt Line at Todd Drive.
Denmark up by 2. There's your turnovers. Prairie du Chien 4, Denmark 1. Excellent first quarter as far as turnovers concerned for the Vikings. Rebounds all even up. And the game is pretty even. Prairie du Chien 50%, Denmark 41%, Denmark in the lead. There's the tip, controlled by the Vikings. Muller is in the corner with the ball to Olsen. To Cisneros. To Valeri. Inside, Keene. Turn around. Steger blocks the shot. Prairie du Chien down court quickly. Tom Hinkle with the ball. Mike High is also in the game now. He just handled it. Gives it back to Hinkle. Puts one up from outside. No good. Rebound. Cisneros to Olsen. Olsen's layup. Good. Olsen on the bust out, the assist by Cisneros.
Denmark's making an effort to get that first pass out. They're clearing everything.
16-12, 4-point lead by the Vikings. Valerius with the ball. Into the corner. Ducharme's shot is no good. The rebound comes down to Keene, to Olson. Underneath to Roberts, and Roberts can't control. Go out of bounds to Prairie du Chien. Bill Miller coming back into the lineup, replacing Cisneros for Denmark. Dan Knock is back in the ball game. Banasic has the ball for Prairie du Chien. Tom Hinkle outside. Banasic, and he connects his 6th point of the game. Denmark leads by 2, 16-14. Olsen into the forecourt. Rabbit. Keene. Baseline shot by Keene is no good. Rebound. Prairie du Chien stolen away.
A little like a hockey game right now in movement.
Right. Valerius with the ball to Olsen. Drops it off for Miller. They'll set it up. Valerius. Inside the Keene. His baseline shot. Good. And Keene has 10 points. 4-point lead by Denmark. Banasic fires from outside. No good. Rebound Steger. His shot from the lane. No good. Next rebound comes down to Denmark, and tied ball. Valerius got the ball. He was tied up by Banasic. Here we go with the jump ball. Cisneros getting set to come back in for Denmark. Both of them missed it on the way up. And Steger finally picks it up off the floor and pops it through. He has 8 points in the ball game. 2-point lead by Denmark. They worked it up to 4 points on a couple of occasions, but haven't been able to get any further than that. On the other hand, Prairie du Chien has not held the lead since very early in the ball game.
You notice now the Prairie du Chien's gone to the man-to-man defense and gotten away from the zone.
Inside, Keene off the glass. No good. Steger with the rebound. Outlet pass deflected, but picked up anyway by Banasic. He holds up, and they'll set the offense now. Well, they set it that long anyway. Banasic popped it through with about a 20-footer, and it's tied at 18. Keene in the forecourt. Hands off to Olsen. Goes to the baseline. Good spinning move. Takes it to the lane. The shot is no good. Rebound, Prairie du Chien. Banasic into the forecourt. Pulls up. Feeds back outside to Hinkle. Hinkle to Banasic. Gets the screen. Goes into the layup and scores. Andy Banasic, and Prairie du Chien grabs the lead at 20-18. For the first time since very early in the ball game. Bill Miller with the ball for Denmark. And time is called. Time is called by Denmark. Good thing that the official saw him, because the pass went behind the guy who called the timeout. So it's 20-18. Prairie du Chien in the lead. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pore. Health kick.
Milk's got the calcium and protein too. Helps us feel good in whatever we do.
Kick.
So get on a health kick, let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, Milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause Milk's got more.
Hack Cycle has to make room for the new 85 Schwinn, so all old model Schwinns must go. Save big on sleek Schwinn World 10 speeds, now only $134.95. Schwinn World Sports have been reduced to just $167.95, and Schwinn Latours are now a low $224.95. Plus, you can save on Schwinn mountain bikes from just $169.95. Rugged BMX bikes start at only $119.95. Sale prices on quality Schwinn bikes just in time for spring. Now at Hack Cycle, east, west, and in Janesville.
Well, there's the story of the game spelled out for you in the lights of the Fieldhouse scoreboard. Prairie du Chien in the lead for the first time since very early in the game by 2. Denmark in the purple and gold uniforms. Backdoor play. Olsen misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Prairie du Chien. Driving. Banasic can't penetrate. Kicks it back outside to Knock. To Hinkle, back to Knock. Banasic will put it up. It is no good. The rebound off the floor into the hands of Cisneros. The Olsen all the way to the baseline. Collision and a foul.
When you take a look at on the scoreboard, that's the first foul on Prairie du Chien. And with all the help that's gone out, we've only had 14 fouls called in the game so far.
Banasic did not get his feet set. Picks up his first personal foul. Slinger goes back in the ball game. And Steve Mergen also going back in the ball game.
Number 20.
Bill Miller going back in for Denmark.
For Denmark, number 20, Miller.
It's been a very, very fast-paced ball game.
Out of bounds.
You got some people on the bench. They're going to have to use them. The inbound pass from Valerius intended for Travis was kicked away. Now the inbound pass comes into Miller. Miller takes it into the lane, loses the ball, but it's picked up by Valerius. To Keene, turnaround jumper. And Keene with that nice touch. And it's tied at 20.
Yes, they're getting the ball there, and they're brought him up to the middle that time, and they're going to be able to get it into it.
Mergen into the forecourt. To Heist. To the baseline. Shot taken by Deschamps. No good. Miller coming down court, lays it up. Can't cash in on the bus stop. Heist with the rebound for Prairie du Chien. To Knock. Knocked into the corner to Mergen. He's set. High arching shot. No good. Rebound Olsen of Denmark. Ball loose on the floor. Olsen picks it up. Double dribble call.
Ball? Well, and what I'm presuming he's fouling is he's dribbled it. He lost control of the dribble, and then if he'd gone and picked it up, he'd been okay, but he dribbled it again. And that institutes the double dribble being called.
All right. Mergen with the ball at the free throw line. Passes it, and it's picked off by Cisneros of Denmark. He goes into the forecourt. Miller goes to the baseline, back to Cisneros, to Olsen. Olsen tried to lob it into Keene, got by him, picked off by Steger. Steger to Mergen. And Mergen wants a timeout as he goes into the forecourt. 2:49 remaining in the first half of a tie ball game. One of your network sponsors is your cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
Where the flavor begins. The sweet cream flavor of Land O'Lakes butter, churned fresh from the morning's milking. Taste the flavor of America's favorite butter. Land O'Lakes.
Don Miller's Pontiac lineup starts with the 85 Pontiac Bonneville, a true 6-passenger midsize car. The 85 Bonneville remains General Motors' lowest priced midsize car, and that's even before your special Don Miller deal. Searching for the perfect luxury sports car, Don Miller suggests the road-responsive 85 Grand Prix. Boasting power steering, automatic transmission, and custom wheel covers, the 85 Grand Prix represents beauty in motion. Experience 85 Pontiac excitement at Don Miller Pontiac.
Well, there's the field goal shooting at the moment, up to date. Prairie du Chien 43.5, Denmark 40%. Tell you, Paul, if this keeps up, we'll either go into overtime or it's going to be a 2-point victory and everybody's going to be worn out.
And whoever has the ball last will have it.
That's right. Mergen down into the corner, and losing the ball was knocked. He did not expect the quick pass from Banasa. Prairie du Chien will press. And they steal, but the action was stopped. Mergen stepped on the line. Going after the inbound pass.
Mergen's giving him a lot of trouble. He cuts passing lanes very well.
Miller lobs to Cisneros, who finally gets the ball across the time stripe. Boy, I tell you, Prairie du Chien all over him. Miller takes it all the way to the baseline, gets off a shot, no good. Steger has the rebound. Clears to Knock. He feeds into the corner. Mergen's long shot from there is no good. The rebound grabbed off by Cisneros. And Denmark goes the other way. Miller double teamed at midcourt. Gets it to Cisneros. To the baseline. Pulls up. Shoots. Won't go. Rebound. To Ducharme. Here we go. Down to the other end. Under 2 minutes now in the second quarter. Steger. Shot taken by Vanasek. In and out. Rebound comes down to Neil Rabas. Rabas to Cisneros. And Denmark goes on the attack. The lob to Keene. It's up. It's off the ground. It's good.
Very nice job. Using that left hand to protect the ball from Steger in there.
14 points for Dan Keene. And Mergen tries to hit Ducharme with a pass under the bucket. Goes out of bounds. And Denmark takes over in the backcourt. Denmark leading by 2, 22-20. Prairie du Chien fronting. Olsen. Dribbles into the forecourt. Double team. That number 3 gets it to Miller. Miller takes it to the top of the key. Continues on to the right. Lobs to Keene. Keene into the lane. It's good. Just a little turnaround jumper. And it's a 4-point lead for Denmark now. 24-20. We're under 1 minute. Knock with the ball. Back out front to Hinkle. Hinkle to Vanasek. To Knock. He fires from outside. It is no good. The rebound. Grabbed by Keene. To Miller. Cisneros. To Miller. Dumps it off.
Nice passing. They hit the open man all the way across the court.
And Valerius gets his first 2 points of the ball game. 6-point lead by Denmark. Knock to Vanasek. Underneath to Steger, and a foul is called. With 14 seconds left in the first half, Valerius picks up his first foul, and that's only the 4th team foul on Denmark.
One of the first games that we haven't had fouls be a real bearing on the scoring for one team or the other.
Steger hits the free throw, and we say only the 4th team foul on Denmark. Prairie du Chien has only 1 foul in the ball game so far. It's been very clean first half of play. Steger's next free throw is good. He has 10 points in the game, and it's a 4-point lead for Denmark. Olsen into the forecourt, 8 seconds remaining. Goes to Miller, 6 seconds. Miller takes it right side to Valerius. His baseline shot. Ooh, no good. And we come to the end of the first half of a very, very fast-paced ball game. It's been racehorse up and down the floor. One of your network sponsors is the Rural Companies, insuring Wisconsin people in all walks of life.
You'll find rural policy owners all over Wisconsin.
Union Grove.
2 Rivers. Roma. Holman. Monona.
Blue Mounds.
Roosevelt. Hartford. Marathon. Showpier. Michigan.
So for protection, look to the rural companies.
DeKalb Pfizer's 120 alfalfa delivers top protein hay for high milk production. That means reducing supplement costs for more profit. Here's what Royal Soik says about 120.
The protein and standability, fast recovery, I don't think you can beat it. Well, I like it.
For high-quality hay and long-standing rotations, see your DeKalb Pfizer genetics dealer.
DeKalb.
26-22 at halftime. Denmark out in front of Prairie du Chien. Denmark scoring 12 points in the second quarter. Prairie du Chien coming up with just 10. And your reflections on the first half of the game, Paul?
Well, I think Coach Mike Gerbach from Prairie du Chien might be concerned that they moved the ball up and down the floor so much, but they really didn't come away with many points. Their shooting percentage from the outside is not as good as it was yesterday. It's the thing that got them here, and I'm sure they're going to come out and maybe make a few adjustments. They may move the ball one more pass to the open area in the baseline. They had more scoring out of the baseline shots yesterday, and today it's more out on the wing and out front, and they may move it down there. Also, they went away from the inside game in the second quarter, where Denmark stayed with the inside game, and Dan Keene has done a creditable job inside.
16 points for Dan Keene. Now, what can Prairie du Chien do to offset that?
Well, when the ball goes into Dan, I think the weak side guard that is sagging a little can sag a little farther, so when he spins to the inside, they might be able to take the ball away from him there, because he keeps the ball low. He's not getting the ball up high, and if those guards have such quick hands that they might be able to pick it away there.
It's been a good ball game, and we mentioned Keene's 16 points. He is the leading scorer, without a doubt, on 8 field goals. 4 points for Bob Olson, 2 points for Cisneros, 2 points for Walerius, and 2 points for Neil Robbins rounds out the scoring for Denmark. And for Prairie du Chien, it's been kind of a two-man show. Andy Vanasek has 10 points, and Don Stigger, the sophomore center, has 10 points. Steve Mergen has the only other basket, 2 points for Mergen, and that's been the scoring for Prairie du Chien. 26-22 at halftime. It was 14-12 in favor of Denmark at the end of the first quarter. Now, one of your network sponsors is John Deere, and your local John Deere dealer.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes the best you can do is settle for second best? Now you won't have to with the new R-Series riding mower from John Deere. You see, they don't cost more than ordinary riders, but they're built with extraordinary features and first-class John Deere quality. So now, for the price of someone else's mower, you can have one of ours.
You can have the world of television at your fingertips. Unlimited satellite systems can bring it to you affordably. They offer a complete line of satellite packages starting under $1,000. Proven experts in satellite dish sales and installation, with installation stretching from Nassau to the University of Wisconsin, Unlimited Satellite Systems offers you complete professional service. Let them come to you for a free in-home demonstration. Just call 222-3242 or visit Unlimited Satellite Systems, South Stoughton Road.
And it's halftime with Denmark leading Prairie du Chien 26-22. I've got a couple coaches with me, Bob Blair from Mayville and Harold Mulhern from Osseo Fairchild. They were the coaches yesterday and when they lost in their semifinal games for the Class B, and they're letting them play in this basketball game so far.
So far they are just up and down the floor. I don't think they can keep up with it. It's a fast-paced ball game and they're missing a few, but that's the way it is.
Are you surprised that they're letting them play?
I was, yeah. A lot more physical, I think, than earlier in the year when, you know, in the regional tournaments, the sectional tournaments, you couldn't get that physical. Now down here, they just let you play, which is, in my point, good. I like it.
Dan Keene has 16 points already in the first half. What would you do to stop that, Coach?
I don't know. We didn't stop him yesterday, so you're asking the wrong guy here.
They're letting him get the ball in pretty easily. Do you think they should take that away from him so he doesn't even get it?
Yeah, well, they went out in a zone. I thought they did a pretty decent job against it, but they're playing man for man here the last quarter, so they let him get it in there a little bit more.
Prairie du Chien put on a press for a while, Coach, and it seemed to bother Denmark, and they seemed to forget about Dan Keene. Would you keep up the press?
I think I would, right, yeah. A couple times they pressed, they really bothered him. And Keene scored for him. You're just going to have to find out where he is. But I think I keep the pressure on, and then as soon as I got back, like they did yesterday, drop back into that 2-3 zone and sag inside.
There have been 5 fouls called so far in this half. You're telling me you wouldn't doubt there are a few more by the end of the game?
Well, I couldn't believe that Prairie played 12 minutes without a foul. Well, too many teams in the state play 12 minutes without fouling somebody.
Do you think that they won't let it be so physical in the second half?
I think it'll probably settle down a bit. Both teams are probably getting tired now. I think when they start settling down, they'll move the ball a little more. I think there'll be probably a few more. They'll be able to catch up with the game.
Banasic seems to be taking his shot from the outside. Would you let him keep that up?
Well, he's been hitting them, so put him up.
Coach.
Banasic's a key shooter on the outside for Prairie, you know. And if he keeps hitting, that's going to make a lot of difference in the ball game. He's a real key for him.
They're letting him have that shot. They seem to not mind that idea.
Well, that must be their theory. They figure he's going to miss a certain number of them, but the other kids I don't think are Prairie shoot quite that well, but Banasic is an excellent outside shooter.
Okay, thanks, coaches. We've got 16 minutes of basketball to go, and we'll see what happens. Now back to Ted and Paul.
Well, Paul Swanson just pointed out something very interesting to me. Banasic, with a driving layup, scored with 4 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And that was the last time the Prairie du Chien scored in that quarter.
Well, that's the last field goal. They got two free throws right at the end of the quarter, but they've had you take a look at the sheet, and they've had these slack periods where they're not scoring, and they scored in little bunches and then had these dry spells.
Yeah, they had a 2-minute dry spell in the first quarter. Went from 2:54 all the way down to 49 seconds remaining. So there were shots that just didn't drop. There were some pretty good shots, and that's got to be kind of a nightmare to a coach to see things like that, because I didn't really think that there were any bad shots taken along the way.
No, because we saw the teams make those yesterday, so we know that it's possible. It looks like the rebounding dome is on. There's two people that are instrumental right now. One is Dan Descharme has not scored, and he's not in the offense that much, and I think Prairie du Chien has to get him in the offense. He was very instrumental yesterday. And Bob Olson right now only has 4 points, if I remember right, and he needs to do a little more than that for them.
All right, there you have your first half statistics. Neither team shooting spectacularly. Prairie du Chien, 32.3%. Denmark, 41.9%. 13 out of 31 field goals for Denmark, 10 out of 31 for Prairie du Chien. The amazing thing, of course, is that there have been so few free throws. Denmark has not gone to the line as yet. Prairie du Chien, 2 out of 2 at the line. Rebounds, very even, 16 and 15. And turnovers, 5 for Denmark, 8 for Prairie du Chien. This is the Class B championship game, and tonight at 7:30 we will have the Class A championship, and that, of course, would have Milwaukee, Washington against Racine Horlick, and Paul Brown will be on hand to describe the action for you. And we know that you will see an excellent ball game, so we invite you to tune in on the day's second session. All right, that's the score of our game right here, and one of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
So sumptuous and luscious. Cheap, marvelous cheap. Makes everything scrumptious. What else is so versatile? Real cheese is always a hit. It's cheese, marvelous cheese, versatile cheese, glorious cheese.
Make your meal sing with real cheese.
Hey, Chuck, how was the game?
Dave, it was unbelievable. It went right down to the wire. Too bad you missed it.
Yeah, always working.
Hey, but new Scene 15 was there. Paul Brown and Jack Ike.
Terrific. Then I'll see it on Channel 15 tonight. They always have the best highlights.
Boy, you know, those guys don't just sit around at a game either. I mean, they were all over the place getting interviews and some great shots. You should have seen what happened in the third one. Wisconsin.
Hold on. Let me see it for myself.
You had new Scene 15 on all along.
Always do.
Well, Fall Creek has already taken home the Class C championship with a 78-54 win over Oakfield, and now we've got Prairie du Chien and Denmark in the battle for the Class B championship. One of these teams 16 minutes away from holding the state title. Paul, it's been, I think, probably the fastest paced ball game of the entire tournament so far.
Yes, it has. They have gone up and down the floor, and the other factor is we knew Prairie du Chien would do it, but Denmark has come back and done the same thing. They've had the bust-outs and the layups and the good fast breaks also.
And the interesting thing is that from watching Denmark yesterday, I didn't think they'd be able to keep up the pace with Prairie du Chien, but they've done it for 16 minutes.
Right, I agree with you, and they've shown a lot of stamina.
Steve Mergen needs a towel, and that's what's holding things up here. Mergen and Knack. Maybe they had a jelly donut at halftime or something. All right, we're ready. Stinger jumping against Neil Roberts. In the air, there's the tap controlled by Prairie du Chien. And traveling is what is called. That's kind of amazing. Dan Ducharme got the ball and two guys ran over him. And they finally called traveling. Well, we said at halftime they're letting him play, I guess. Inbound pass comes to Dan Keene. He's looking for some help. Finally lobs it in the general direction of and gets it to Bob Olson. Olson takes it. Partway in, gives off to Miller. And Miller feeds to Valerius. Back to Miller again. Takes it over to the near side. To Olson. Olson shot off the glass. Looked like it was going to go, but didn't. Bergen comes right back for Prairie du Chien. Gets it in to Ducharme, and Ducharme gets his first basket of the ball game. 26-24. Prairie du Chien climbs within 2 points now. Miller into the forecourt for Denmark. Goes to the far side, bounces in the corner to Olson. The lob to Keene, off the glass, no good. The rebound is taken down by Ravis. His turnaround jumper is no good. Foul called.
Ravis did a nice job getting the rebound and then just getting the shot off again.
Foul is on number 50, Steger.
Foul is on Don Steger. His first foul of the game. Only the second foul called against Prairie du Chien. Ravis at the free throw line. He'll be shooting a pair. First one's in and out. Bounces a couple of times. We get a good look at the big senior forward. This one won't go either. And Prairie du Chien comes back down court. Banasic into the corner to Knox. Back to Banasic. To Mergen. Mergen beats across to Banasic. He goes to the baseline. Fadeaway jumper. Air ball. Picked off by Olson. Down court Miller. Layup. Good. Miller cashes in. Foul call.
That's just not a good foul in that situation. He's already up off the ground making the shot, and you know those could come back on you because they've done a good job staying out of foul trouble. You don't want to get a bonus situation early in a half.
Yeah. I think Mike Erbach just signaled to Dan Knox that that was the case, just what you said. Miller at the free throw line. That was his first point of the game. So he tied yesterday's point output. (29-24). Gets this one. Prairie du Chien into Steger. No good. Rebound. Banasic. No good. Rebound. Steger. Kept battling. And it's 30-26. Miller down the near sideline. Back to Olson. Into Keene. Off the glass. No good. Rebound taken down by Prairie du Chien, and Mergen moves it into the forecourt. Back after circle, bounces over the right side. Shot flips the court. That's a dozen for Banasic. And a 2-point game now.
Prairie's put 4 points together. If they can make a little run here and get the momentum together, their shooting will improve with that also.
Miller into the corner to Cisneros. Back out to Miller. And the pass is stolen. Banasic down court. He'll pull up. He shoots. Offensive foul. No basket. Offensive foul on Banasic, his second of the game.
Now that eliminates the basket. He goes up in the air.
Vanasek. Player control foul.
And we've had time called. No, we haven't either. Hang on.
That's a close call. Man looked like his feet were down in the situation. You don't know where the momentum carried him, though.
Olsen takes it into the forecourt for Denmark. On the far side. To Valerius. Valerius is shot. Back off the circle is no good. Here comes Prairie du Chien the other way. Knocked into the forecourt. Over to the right side to Vanasek. Mergen will shoot from outside. Off the back of the rim. Takes his own rebound. Heads for the baseline. Puts it up again. This one off the front of the rim. And Valerius comes up with the ball for Denmark. He'll take it into the forecourt. Down the right side. Pulls up. Feeds to Dan Keene coming across the lane. And Keene got the ball. He was fouled.
Now that's what Denmark's got to make sure they do. The weak side people have to come to the ball when that trap comes in here. And it took him a couple times to get that. You see he came across there, broke to the ball, and that creates the foul situation when he goes to the basket.
Vanasek will sit down. That was his third foul, and he picked them up in a hurry. Inbound to Olsen. To Keene. Ball slapped away from him. Mergen down court for Prairie du Chien. Layup off the front of the rim. Tipped up once, no good. Knocked out of bounds. Going out of bounds to Prairie du Chien. Well, they had some chances at that basket. They're just not going down for the Blackhawks. Mike Heist in the ball game. There he is at the top of the key. Oh. He wanted to get the ball to Tom Hinkle. Hinkle broke to the outside just as that pass was released. Cisneros coming into the forecourt for Denmark. Olsen. Pull up. Shot. Good. Bob Olsen, 6 points. 32-28. Denmark leads by 4 again. Pass into Steger. Pumps it up from the side.
Now, that's what they need to do. They need to get him back on the offense inside.
2-point ball game. Cisneros dribbling in the backcourt. Finally gets it across the time stretch. And there's Valerius. Pumping away again. The rebound comes down to Keene. Keene got the shot up and off the glass, but foul was called before then. Foul was on Mike Heist.
Now, one thing, Ted, they've got 3:39 left to go in the third quarter, and Denmark's going to be shooting in the bonus for the rest of the game.
Well, just exactly what you said. With quick fouls, and Prairie du Chien, if you remember, had just 1 foul in the whole first half, but their quick fouls here in the second half now put Denmark in the bonus. Denmark has not committed a foul as yet. Dan Keene with that light touch stops the first free throw.
And it's strange to notice in the first half that Denmark did not shoot a free throw.
And there's his second one. He has 18 points in the ball game. Mergen up court for the Blackhawks. 4-point lead for Denmark. Hinkle with the ball. Back to Mergen. Inside the Steger. Pocket pick. Bust out. And Miller gets the easy basket. Bill Miller. He has 4 points in the game now. There's Mergen going into the forecourt. 6-point lead. They get a 4-point lead as Hinkle pops one in. His first 2 of the afternoon. Blackhawks cashing in from outside. Now here come the Vikings the other way. Cisneros into the corner to Miller. His shot off the rim and over the backboard.
You know, it's interesting. Here, Prairie du Chien is down 4 points, and most of the things have not gone real well for them. I mean, they make a run here. They can go after the game.
And timeout. We'll be back in just a minute.
Dairymen like Dwayne Hegna know the value of planting DeKalb Pfizer's 120 alfalfa. High-protein hay has helped boost milk production to over 18,000 pounds.
At the present time, with our Haley's testing out 20-21% protein, we don't have to come in with any additional protein until the cow is producing 85 pounds of milk.
For high-quality hay and long-standing rotations, see your DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealer.
DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
In
the race to serve good hot food faster, only McDonald's offers a winning guarantee. From the start, when you place your order, we'll deliver your meal hot and tasty in less than 60 seconds. Guaranteed. And your McDonald's will be clean and neat. And if we don't deliver hot, fast, and clean, we'll pay for your next regular order. Guaranteed. So walk in or drive through and get the winning guarantee that has everybody beat by a mile.
For more sports highlights, watch WMTV.
Your WIAA network host for the coverage of these state final games are Land O'Lakes, John Deere, the rural companies, the dairy farmers of Wisconsin. They hope you're enjoying the action, and there's more tonight at 7:30. Here comes Prairie du Chien. Steve Mergen into the forecourt. Over to the right side to Banasic, who's back in the ball game. Banasic feeds into the corner to Ducharme. And his shot from there, perfect.
Now, that's the first time he's gotten in the offense in a long time.
It's only his 4th point of the ball game, and yesterday he had 16 points. Denmark into the forecourt. There's Keene. Wow, off the glass. His 20th point of the game. 4-point lead for Denmark. Hinkle with the ball. Banasic. Steger off the glass. No good. Rebound. Put up and in by Ducharme. So Ducharme is in the offense now.
If he's a little more aggressive, and you know they're going to need that.
Miller down the near sideline. Bounces to Olsen. Turnaround jumper by Olsen. Partially blocked. Goes to the floor and so do a lot of bodies. And the ball is going to go out to Denmark. With 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining in the first half.
So you've got to like Mergen. He is all over the floor. Sometimes I think they must think there's 2 of them out there.
A very active player, Paul, no question about it. There's the shot by Olsen, and he's jumped it. Bob Olsen with his 8th point. 40-36. Denmark leads by 4. Hinkle to Banasic. Back to Hinkle. He shoots off the front of the rim. Rebound to Denmark. Valerius throws it off to Olsen. Back to Valerius on the near sideline. And the hand back to Olsen. To Miller. Miller goes left. Feeds into the corner. Bob Olsen with a jumper. Off the back of the rim. Tipped out front. Picked off at mid-court by Valerius and Hinkle. Hinkle going between guard and tackle.
He
nailed it with a good block.
He saved the over and back call depending on what the judgment would have been on who knocked the ball away and if he had control. And here you see him at half court trying to avoid going into the backcourt. Since it was dribbled by Prairie du Chien, he could have probably gotten the ball in the backcourt.
Well, 59 seconds remaining. First foul on Hinkle. And Valerius, first time at the free throw line, he hits it. 5-point lead now by Denmark, 41-36. That one won't go down. Steger with the rebound. Banasic all the way to the baseline and loses the dribble.
Well, Denmark has survived this charge. You know, they had it where they got it down to 2, and now it's back up to 5 again.
Olsen saves it. Valerius to Keene. Keene says, hey, let's calm things down here. Miller out front. Left to right. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. An underhand shot going around the right side. Talk about the fates being with you.
He got in front of the defensive player and just kept up on the drive and took it right to the basket.
Now watch this.
Going out of bounds with the body, he just kind of pushes him right off the floor.
Takes a good coach to teach that, Paul.
You bet.
And he gets the foul besides and hits it. The foul was on Hinkle, his second. 30 seconds left. Hinkle quickly down court. for Prairie du Chien. 8-point lead now for Denmark. Duchamp jugs one, and he's starting to get a little bit hot. 6-point lead, 44-38. Cisneros feeds back to Olsen. They're going to play for one now. 10 seconds. Pass into the corner. Valerius. Miller. Olsen. Top of the key. Turns. Fires. Air ball. Put up. Cisneros tried to put it up. He wanted the ball and didn't get it. And it's a 6-point game right now at the end of 3 quarters. One of your network sponsors is your cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
Few people think about what it takes to put food on their table, but you know how hard you work all winter getting machinery ready for spring. You know the long hours you spend putting the crops in, and the support you get from your nearby cooperative, ready with top-quality, competitively priced energy products whenever you call. Every day, 240 million Americans count on you, your cooperative, and Land O'Lakes, where the farm-to-food system begins.
Hi, I'm Sarah Van Allen.
And I'm Dan Smith.
Come to Rio de Janeiro's Ipanema Beach. On the next PM magazine, we'll encounter Brazil's #1 attraction, bronze beauties at the beach.
Then Hollywood reporter Marilyn Beck previews next week's Academy Awards. She'll have some surprising inside information about this year's Oscars.
And the secret snacker visits downtown Lodi.
I'm at the home of Susie the Duck. It's all in the next PM magazine at 6:30 on Channel 15.
11,002 people here this afternoon. Total attendance for the tournament so far, 61,989. Good crowds. And one more session coming up tonight. The Class A championship game, 7:30. Milwaukee, Washington, and Racine Horlick getting together. We hope you'll join us for that one, too. There's the tip. Steger controlling it. Puts it up. No good. Rebound to Mergen. Goes to the baseline. Tries to put it up, partially blocked, and a foul was called, I think, on the shot that Mergen took. And this will be the first foul in the second half on Denmark.
That's right, you know, so they've got some to give if they get in a situation where they have to.
It was on Bob Olsen, his first inbound pass, and Vanasek puts it up off the glass. No good. Mergen with the rebound. He misses the layup. Keene grabs the next one, controls it, but a foul was called before he could get the outlet pass away. That foul is going to be on Andy Vanasek. That will be his 4th.
That would be a critical loss for them. He's a player that does a lot of scoring for them and rebounding.
Keene at the free throw line is 2 out of 2. He'll be coming out. Vanasek.
Into the emergency lineup, number 4.
Dave Shedevy goes in to replace him. Keene with 21 points. This next one also good. 46-38, 8-point lead for Denmark. Shedevy down in the corner to Ducharme. They'll fire and he'll hit. He hesitates, and then he makes it.
Yeah, you know, he's had the hot hand now. They've got to find that way to get the ball in his hand and scoring positions on the floor. And here's the replay. He goes right up with it, and on the follow-through, comes out the foul committed.
That's the 3rd foul on Ravis. Ducharme's free throw is no good, but Steger puts it up and in.
Makes a 4-point play out of it.
And it's a 4-point game, 46-42. Ravis to Cisneros. To Olsen. Back to Cisneros, top of the key. Into the corner. Intended for Olsen, never gets there. Shedevy gets it out to Hinkle. He takes it 3/4 of the way in, pumps it up, no good. Rebound, Keene. And Keene clears it off to Valerius. Cisneros into the forecourt. Olsen pulls up, fires and hits.
That's a good job. I would think the closer this game gets, that they're going to want the ball in Olsen's hands and in Dan Keen's hands.
There's Bergen, shot blocked nicely by Olsen. Ooh, they're going to call a foul out. Look clean from here.
They're going to say he got him with the body. Here's the replay, and we'll take a look.
Well, we were on the shady side of Dan Keen there. We couldn't see it. And a time has been called with 6 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in this championship game. One of your network sponsors is the Rural Company, serving town and country folk alike.
You'll find rural policy owners all over Wisconsin.
Hartsville. Janesville. Sheboygan Falls. Fond du Lac. Cobb. Neenah. Wausau. Waukesha. Millville. Highland. Independence. Two Rivers.
So for protection, look to the rural companies.
For many years, First Federal has offered products and services to suit your needs. Our goal is still to provide you the personal attention you deserve and to assist you in reaching your financial success. Who knows where your needs will take us next?
Get the First Federal spirit at First Federal Savings and Loan. You can see it.
All right, there's the field goal percentages for the entire game. Denmark 42.6, Prairie du Chien 38.9. Denmark played a very steady game. They led by 2 at the end of the first quarter, by 4 at the halftime, and by 6 at the three-quarter mark. That's what it is now. Mergen trying to cut it down. And he fails to do it as he misses his first free throw.
You do get some feeling before this timeout that Prairie du Chien is starting to get things turned just a little in their favor.
Mergen's next free throw is good. 3 points for him. Blackhawks press. Bill Miller in the lineup. Lobs one to Valerius in the forecourt. Travis turns around. When in doubt, put it up. And he hit it. 7-point lead. 50-43. Denmark on the top end of the score. Mergen over to the right side. Genevieve. Ducharme. Back to Ducharme again. Out to Genevieve. To Ducharme. He'll put it up now. No good. Rebound. Snap out of bounds. Will be given out to Prairie du Chien. Valerius could not save it.
You know, it's, they've kept good pressure on Steger with Dan Keen, and it's prevented some of his effectiveness inside here in the second half.
Cisneros coming in the lineup, replacing Valerius for Denmark. Vanasek coming back in for Prairie du Chien. He'll replace Tom Hinkle. No, wait a second. He's replacing Mergen, saving him for down the stretch. Hinkle has the ball. Takes it to the far side to Chedevi. Down in the corner to Ducharme. Ducharme feeds it back out. Hinkle tried to get it to Chedevi. Chedevi broke toward Hinkle. Pass went over his head and out of bounds.
Created by some good defense by Bob Olsen, though.
Cisneros will take it up court for Denmark. Double teamed at midcourt. Dribbles away from it. Gets the ball to Miller. Miller down the near sideline. Bounces back to Roberts. Roberts' shot from the lane is no good. The rebound comes down to Bonacci. Into the forecourt for Prairie du Chien. To Steger coming across the lane. Turn around jumper. Won't go down. Foul called. And Dan Keen probably just picked up his second foul of the ball game. He did.
On the replay, nice cut across the lane. Comes up, and you notice that Dan brings his hand down, and that's where the official called it. If he had gone straight up in the air, he may not have gotten the foul.
Got it out of there in a hurry, though. The official saw it. Stigger, 2 out of 2 at the line. Finds the front of the rim with this one. 7-point lead, Denmark, 50-43. No good, and Keene rips the ball off the board. Clears to Valerius, to Miller. Cisneros goes against Stigger. Lays it in.
Nice shot. 2 passes and attack the basket against the press.
9-point lead now by Denmark. Prairie du Chien, Steve Morgan. To Banasic. Banasic tried to get it to Chedevy and is knocked out of bounds by Cisneros. Prairie du Chien back on the attack. They've got to get something moving here. There's plenty of time left in the ball game. But they have to make a run really quick. Chedevy to Morgan. Morgan takes it to the lane. Puts the shot up. Goes off the rim. Won't go down. And the rebound is taken down by Valerius. Clears to Olsen. Olsen in the full court. To Miller. And there's a steal by Chedevy. A clean steal. The layup is good. Ooh, nice play.
Yeah, they got to watch out now about the players coming around from the weak side like that, because they're just going to come at them. They've got to be ready to put the ball on the floor less and use it on and move it on the pass.
Keene helping bring the ball up against the press. Gets it to Cisneros in the forecourt. To Miller. Miller goes left side. Leads to Olsen. Olsen back to Miller in the corner. Back to Olsen. And there's another steal. Bergen coming down court. And he'll go in for the layup. And all of a sudden, 2 quick steals, and we've got a 5-point ball game. Miller into the forecourt. Comes to the near sideline. All the way to the baseline. Turns and passes back out to Valerius. To Miller. To Cisneros. And all that time, Bob Olsen was out front saying, hey, let's bring the ball outside. We want to spread it up. Spread it out. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, the clock becomes Prairie du Chien's enemy right now.
Oh, we just had a big collision over there. Nothing called. They pulled Keene out of the middle. So they're running their spread, their delay offense. And a foul was called. Bob Olsen was fouled by Ducharme. That's Ducharme's first foul of the ball game.
Now they're going to be in a 1-on-1 situation. This is where the critical free throws come. And if Prairie du Chien can get them to miss a couple here and go down and score, the game tightens up.
Olsen has not been at the line yet this afternoon. They had 14 points in the game yesterday that got Denmark here, and he hit that free throw.
I'm sure Coach Van Roo likes seeing him there, though.
Oh, yeah. Good shooter. Missed the second one. Stigger with the rebound, and a steal by Olsen. Big play for Denmark there.
Very heads-up play. Got in a passing lane where nobody could see him.
So they're running their delay again. There's the pass over to Olsen. Olsen gets it to Ravis, and Ravis is fouled.
Foul is on number 40, Chedevy.
Foul was on Dave Chedevy, his first. We hope you're enjoying this 1985 tournament action. It's presented here on the WIAA network by John Deere, the dairy farmers in Wisconsin, Land O'Lakes, and the rural companies. We're glad to be a part of the telecast. Class A title game tonight. Free throw was missed.
We had a long rebound, and Bob Olsen got out there and got it.
So once again, Denmark controls, and we're nearing the 2-minute mark, and they are running the delay. Olsen dribbles in, dribbles out, fouled by Chedevy, his second.
Foul is on number 40, Chedevy. Olsen will be on the free throw line.
And the time called here. 6-point ball game. Denmark leading. One of your network sponsors is John Deere and your local John Deere dealer.
Nice lawn tractor, isn't it? Of course, my neighbor said to get a John Deere. They're built to last. They've got heavy-duty frames, heavy-duty engines, heavy-duty transmissions. But hey, I saved a bundle on this baby, and after all, that's the bottom line, huh? Not to worry. Once it starts, it runs like a...
Nothing runs like a deer.
Listen up. The heat is on the new Solid Gold. It's Glenn Fry's hot title track turn video and Jeffrey Osborne's hot #1 R&B hit. Then DeBarge gets you rocking with a rhythm of the night. Duke boy John Schneider lets loose with some new country gold. All this plus Tony Tennille, Greg Ken, and REO Speedwagon's Top 10 Ballad. Coming up this weekend on the Hot One, Solid Gold.
Saturday at 5, here on TV 15.
Denmark has been able to keep that lead at 6 points. They entered the fourth period with that amount of a lead, and they still have it.
Two instrumental things, the steal and then the long rebound, and Bob Olson was involved in both of those.
So it's Olson at the free throw line now. Finally decides to go down. And it's an 8-point lead by Denmark with 1 minute 56 seconds remaining. There you get a good look at this young man. He's been a tough ball player in the tournament. He's just as this one. 8-point lead. Denmark. Prairie du Chien. Ooh, and a tangle. Over on the sideline. Cisneros and Banasic.
Foul is on number 22.
And Cisneros picks up the foul. That's his first.
Banasic will be at the free throw line.
Andy Banasic has been at the line once before in this quarter, and it did not go down. This one does.
These are critical free throws because if you're behind, you like to score when the clock's not running.
And he makes a pair. 14 points for him today. Prairie du Chien pressing. 6-point lead. And a foul is called. Well, Bergen didn't waste any time fouling Bill Miller. Bergen picks up his first foul.
The clock's your enemy. You got 1 minute 42. They only let 3 seconds go off the clock, and they're going to put the pressure on Denmark now.
Yep. So it's Bill Miller at the line. Miller had 3 points in yesterday's game. He has 7 points in today's game. And he hits this one. And he is a cool ball player, too, a veteran. 6'1", senior guard. Takes the next one. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Genevieve into the forecourt. Quickly for Prairie du Chien. Ducharme puts up a shot. Short. Bergen with the rebound. Puts it up and in. 6-point game again. Long pass. Miller. Layup is no good. Rebound to Mergen. Mergen into the forecourt. All the way to the free throw line. Lobs to Steger. Steger shot up and in. Steger with 18 points. And it's a 4-point game suddenly. 57-53, and quickly another foul.
Bill Miller's going to go right back to the line. He walked up there before and canned both of them.
It's a 4-point game. Denmark leads by 4, 57-53. And we have time called. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick.
The calcium in milk helps me stay in shape. I'm looking good, baby. Feeling great.
So get on a health kick, let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause milk's got more.
Have you ever noticed notice that sometimes the best you can do is settle for second best? Now you won't have to with the new R-Series riding mower from John Deere. You see, they don't cost more than ordinary riders, but they're built with extraordinary features and first-class John Deere quality. So now, for the price of someone else's mower, you can have one of ours.
Well, as we've done so many times during this tournament, we are going down to the wire with a good one. 4 points separating these teams. Bill Miller will go to the free throw line for Denmark. And what else can you say about it? It's crucial.
You bet it is. Right now, it's on the line.
He hits it. That's a 5-point lead with 1:11 remaining. And he makes the next one. He is 7 out of 7 at the free throw line. And the last 4, crucial ones. Bergen into the forecourt. Fires from the free throw line. No good. Rebound comes down. Panasic puts it up. No good. Genevieve gets the next rebound. Fires a shot. No good. Next rebound knocked out of bounds. Will go to Prairie du Chien again. 3 shots at the basket, and it just won't go.
A mad scramble. Now, Denmark's got to make sure that they have good passes because Prairie's going to just be coming at them all over. Watch if Prairie scores, Denmark might go to that long pass.
Genevieve, Banasic. No good. Rebound, Ducharme. And Ducharme is fouled as he tries to put it back up.
Foul is on number 40, Neil Roberts.
That foul is on Roberts. That's his 4th.
Ducharme will be at the free throw line shooting 2.
Valerius came into the lineup just a moment ago, replacing Cisneros. Now Cisneros will go back, and he'll replace Valerius.
Denmark lineup, number 22.
51 seconds remaining in the game. Denmark with a 6-point lead. Ducharme at the line. He is 0 for 1. Makes this one.
Again, they're scoring with the clock off, and if they can get their press set up after this, it can cause some problems.
And he hits them both. All right. 51 seconds remaining. The press is set up. Pass to Miller. Miller to Olsen. The foul is yet. Olsen is fouled finally. And it's Bergen who commits the foul.
Foul is on number 20.
But in the meantime, 12 seconds went off the clock. And let's see, it's going to be Bob Olsen at the line. Good free throw shooter. Valerius back in, replacing Cisneros. Olsen is 3 out of 4. 6'2" senior. Misses this one. Rebound, Stiger. Outlet pass. Ducharme. Banasic. In and out. Rebound. Battled for. Out of bounds. Goes to Prairie du Chien. A 4-point ball game, everybody. Denmark leading by 4. 28 seconds remaining.
There's Mergen right in amongst everybody.
He inbounds, deflected back out of bounds. Bergen into the corner to Banasic. Banasic dribbles out, gets the shot away, and it's good. It's now a 2-point ball game, 59-57. And time is called. Time called with 21 seconds remaining. Denmark leads by 2. Our WIAA network sponsors, the dairy farmers of Wisconsin, the rural companies, John Deere and Land O'Lakes, are very happy to be able to present this telecast. We hope you're enjoying it. Stay with us tonight as we crown the 1985 Class A basketball champions of Wisconsin. Right now, we're working on the Class B championship, and it's a thriller. Let's take a look at that last shot.
Gets through the trap, you know, he gets his shoulders through first, and after that he brings the ball through and gets through it. Now Denmark has to make sure that he handle the ball well. They've got to protect the ball and not keep it out in front. Draw the foul and get the ball in the hands of the people that the line that are going to get the job done for you. Olson's done a nice job, and Miller has at the line. I would suspect you're going to see one of those two handling the ball.
Or they could possibly put Cisneros back in, too. He's a pretty good ball handler. But, yes, as a matter of fact, they have. Cisneros is back in, replacing Valerius. And 21 seconds remain. And a two-point ball game. Denmark 59, Prairie du Chien 57. Okay.
Now everybody's up defensively. Somebody might bust out of here long.
Aha. A little bit of strategy there and a foul on Genevieve.
Right.
Foul is on number 40, Genevieve.
Now they could only do that because it was done after a made basket.
Miller will be on the free
That's the third foul on Genevieve, but what we saw was a pass in the out-of-bounds area.
replacing Cisneros.
Miller at the free throw line, and he has hit 4 in a row, and the chips are down. The noise level goes up. He hits another one. Well, that's the mark of a player, I'll tell you. That's 5 that he's had to make and 5 that he has made.
You bet. I mean, he's just cool right now. He's gotten up there and he's put the ball right in.
Well, it's 6. Perfect at the free throw line, 9 out of 9. We got the 4-point lead again. Banasic drives the baseline, puts it up, hits it, 11 seconds remaining. There's the inbound pass to Olson, and he is fouled. Foul is on Genevieve, his 4th.
You notice the ball has been brought into the hands of probably their better free throw shooters in both of those instances.
Foul is on Genevieve.
Here's Olson going up to the line.
Free throw line shooting 1-1.
He's hit 3 out of 4 under probably 3 minutes. Miller has been just sensational at the free throw line. Olson makes this one.
Right now, Denmark can play passive in some instances, depending on the timeout situation. If Prairie scores and the clock is running, they don't even have to bring the ball in bounds.
There's only 6 seconds on that clock. Olson misses the free throw. Mid-court pass goes astray. And that's going to do it. With 4 seconds on the clock, Denmark will have the ball. And diving for that ball. One minute they inbounded the ball, and Banasic wasn't even back on the floor. You saw him coming around from the far side, the near side press table.
Denmark lineup number 22.
All right, 4 seconds on the clock. Inbound to Keene. Nothing ticked off the clock, and Keene was fouled. Denmark with a 3-point lead, 62-59. Cisneros and Valerius shuttling back and forth.
Right, depending if it's a ball handling or a rebounding situation.
Keene at the line. He's 4 out of 4. And he hits this one.
And about puts her away.
Yep. 4-point lead with 4 seconds to go. And Denmark pulls everybody off the line. They will not foul. Keene misses it. Rebound to Mergen, and Mergen fires up a long one, but is short. As the horn sounds, and Denmark will be the 1985 Class B State High School Basketball Champions with a 4-point victory, 63-59 over the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. So Denmark did it. And there you see Coach Pete Van Roo, very happy man. Don't forget, tonight at 7:30, it's Class A action. Milwaukee, Washington against Racine Hornets. This was a good ball game, Paul. I enjoyed this one.
Yes, it was. It was a hard-fought, fast game, and well played.
All right. Now we go to PA announcer Don Cowell.
Participate in the award ceremony for these two fine teams that have just completed their tournament competition. Making the presentation will be Jerome Kane, Superintendent, Surgeon Bay, and William McVeigh, Superintendent, Polite Turner. They will be assisted by John Roberts, WIA Executive Director. Will the captains of the Class B runner-up team, Prairie du Chien, proceed to center court and receive the individual team medals. Will Coach Mike Kerbach of the Class B runner-up team, Prairie du Chien, proceed to center court to receive the runner-up trophy. Will the captain of the Class B championship team, Denmark, proceed to center court and receive the individual first-class medal? Will Coach Pete Van Roo of the Class B championship team, Denmark, proceed to center court to receive the championship trophy? Congratulations to both teams. Thank you one and all for sharing in this ceremony. Fans will please clear the field out.
Very quickly, we'll just give you the lead scores. And again, Dan Keene had 23 points for Denmark. Also in double figures, Bob Olson with 14, Bill Miller with 13, and Don Stigger and Andy Banasek, 18 points apiece for Prairie du Chien. Dan Ducharme had 12 points. 63-59, the final score. Denmark, the Class B champions. Now we go courtside to Jack Ike.
We're here with Coach Pete Van Roo. Coach, you kind of sweated that one out, didn't you?
Oh, we sweated a lot of them out this year like that, but I knew the kids could do it all along. I really did.
Bill Miller and putting Olson on the free throw line at the end, a couple clutch ball players.
Yeah, they're poised at the end of a ball game. They're not going to miss too many, I'll tell you that.
Congratulations on the Class B title.
Thank you. It feels great.
And now back to Ted and Paul for some final comments.
So this afternoon, we have seen Fall Creek win its second straight Class C championship, beating Oakfield 78-54. And now the Class B champion has just been crowned, Denmark, topping Prairie du Chien 63-59. Paul, it's been really fine working with you this tournament, and we appreciate your astute comments. We remind you that Paul Brown will be with you tonight at 7:30 for the Class A championship game. This is Ted Moore along with Paul Swanson. So long, everybody.